The stage lights dim, and a lone voice cuts through the silence, raw and trembling with truth. For years, a country music legend carried a secret about his hero, a man whose twangy guitar riffs and fearless honesty shaped a generation. At 69, he's finally ready to share the story, a tale of admiration, tension, and a bond that changed his life forever. This is the journey of a Kentucky-born dreamer and the icon who showed him what it means to be real. Born in a small town. He grew up with the radio as his guide, soaking in the sounds of classic country. The gritty, soulful melodies of the Bakersfield scene, those sharp, Telecaster chords and heart-on-sleeve lyrics spoke to him like nothing else. As a kid, he'd mimic the voices of his heroes, dreaming of a life beyond the rolling hills of his hometown. That music, raw and unpolished, became his heartbeat, pushing him to chase a sound that felt like home. In his early 20s, he packed his bags and headed to Nashville, guitar in hand, ready to make his mark. But the city's glossy pop country scene didn't know what to do with his old-school style. They wanted slick production. He wanted honesty. Frustrated, he took a risk and moved west to Los Angeles, a place where punk rockers and rebels ruled the clubs. There, among the chaos of the 1980s music scene, he found his tribe. Musicians who didn't care about genres embraced his cowboy boots and soulful twang. In smoky venues, he honed a sound that was both timeless and new, blending the spirit of country's past with a modern edge. His debut album hit like a lightning bolt. Songs about heartbreak, honky-tonks, and chasing dreams captured hearts instantly. Critics raved, fans cheered, and suddenly he was a star. His voice, nasal, aching, and alive, carried the weight of every story he sang. Albums followed, each one a testament to his craft. He wrote about love's sting, the ache of loneliness, and the fire of resilience, all while strutting in tight jeans and a low-tipped hat. To the world, he was a showman. But behind the swagger was a storyteller obsessed with getting every note, every word, just right. Beyond music, he found another stage, the silver screen. His first film role, a chilling turn as a flawed, all-too-human character, stunned audiences. He wasn't just a singer playing a part. He was a natural, bringing the same raw emotion to acting as he did to his songs. More roles followed, each one proving he could tell stories in any medium, whether strumming a guitar or delivering a line. His fans saw a man who lived his art, pouring his soul into every performance. If this story's hitting you, please share it. It's a tale of heart and hustle that deserves to be heard. But fame didn't come without shadows. Early in his career, he crossed paths with a Hollywood star, a woman whose elegance and fire lit up the tabloids. Their romance was a whirlwind, red carpets, flashing cameras, and whispers of a love that bridged two worlds. For a moment, they were the talk of the town, their chemistry undeniable. But 5 weeks later, it was over. The press spun stories, claiming his next album, a raw and introspective masterpiece, was born from that fleeting romance. He laughed it off, insisting the songs came from deeper places, his truth, not tabloid gossip. Still, the rumors added to his mystique, painting him as a man who lived between grit and glamour. Then came another love, this time with a sharp-witted TV personality. Their connection was electric, built on shared humor and a passion for art. For 2 years, they navigated the spotlight together, her city chic balancing his country charm. But their paths diverged, pulled apart by demanding careers. They parted with respect, leaving behind memories of a time when life felt full of possibility. Fans still talk about those days when he seemed to find a rare kind of joy. Years later, after decades of pouring himself into music and film, he found something quieter, something real. He met a photographer, a woman whose steady presence matched his restless spirit. They built a life together, away from the headlines. In 2020, at the height of a global pandemic, They married in a small, heartfelt ceremony, surrounded by just a handful of loved ones. Months later, they welcomed the son, a miracle that brought new light to his life. Fatherhood, in his 60s, became his greatest role yet. He called it a gift, a chance to find peace after years of chasing dreams. But the heart of this story lies in his bond with the country, legend who shaped him. Their relationship was no simple hero worship. It was a complex dance of respect, rivalry, and unspoken pain. In the early days, the older icon, a pioneer of the Bakersfield sound, wasn't sure about the young singer with the retro style. "I think he saw me as just another kid copying his moves," he once said. But what started as skepticism grew into something deeper. In 1988, they recorded a song that had faded into obscurity years before. Together, they brought it back to life, sending it to the top of the charts. That moment wasn't just a hit. It was a revival, reminding the world of this elder's genius and cementing the younger's place as his heir. Their friendship wasn't always easy. The older man was a force brilliant, stubborn, and scarred by loss. He'd seen the highs of fame and the sting of betrayal, carrying the weight of a tragedy that dimmed his spark. "Some days he'd treat me like a brother," the singer recalled. "Others, he'd keep me at arm's length. But through the tension, there was love." Late-night shows at the icon's legendary venue became their proving ground. On stage, they'd trade verses, the air thick with history. Off stage, the older man's sly grin said more than words ever could. When the legend passed in 2006, the loss cut deep. "He wasn't just my hero," the singer said. "He was my friend, my teacher, a piece of my soul." In the years since, he's carried the torch, weaving the Bakersfield sound into every chord he plays. Now, at 69, he's opening up like never before. "He taught me music isn't about being perfect," he says. "It's about being honest, even when it hurts." Those words carry the weight of a life lived on his own terms, shaped by a man who dared him to be real. This is more than a story of fame. It's a testament to staying true, to finding connection in a world that pulls you apart. If it moved you, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let's keep the spirit of honest storytelling alive, just like he does every time he steps on stage.